Hi, it's Tony from Hearns. Part 2 of the Yokomo RS 2.0 build for our mate Jeff Biggs. Getting a real race weapon ready for him. When we left you last time, we had the diffs done, the lower chassis semi-assembled. Now it's time to put the diffs and soon the belts into the car. You grab the diff, these go like that. You push them on either side. Now you can just see there are markings around the outside of the ball race carrier. They're used to align to a marking just here, here and here on the side of the transmission housing. So they're important. You need both of those. Put these on. We're ready to go. On to the next page. Whoa. These are important bits because Brett has highlighted them in pink. His favourite colour. We're swapping out the 86 tooth spur gear that comes in the kit. It's a bit big for what we need. Replacing it with an Aeromax 72. We're looking to give Jeff a ratio of about 3.78 to 1, which should be more than enough. He runs at Bendigo, which is a fairly big track. So you want some tall gearing. Let's get bag 4 out because that's lots of bits here. Got the belts. You can see the difference. That's the kit included spur gear. This one fits inside it. We don't want that one. Here's the motor plate. This is a stamped steel motor plate. Plenty strong. Doesn't, you know, it doesn't look all that flash, but it's going to do the job. Belts, equal length belts, front and rear. Let's get some other bits out. These are the pulleys, front suspension mount. Undo these. These are all familiar bits to me from the 1.0. Now, this is the bit you have to be careful of. Make sure you don't lose any of these. I'm just going to lift them up to show. Tiny little springs and tiny little ball bearings. I'll show you where they go in a minute. Now, grab the pulleys. Just chop that little bit of excess off. Go here. This is the front pulley, and we'll put the Aeromax spur gear on. These are a flathead screw, extra thin, that's so that it doesn't hit anything. When this is all together, there's not a lot of space. So these are the special screws that you need for that. Just double check where the hole is. Just do it part way up initially and then go round and round, as I've mentioned on a lot of parts before. You don't want to warp anything. Ooh, man, these stick. 1, 2, 3. And 4. Now we can go around and do them up. You need to make sure that the spur gear is seated right onto the pulley, otherwise it'll wobble. But that doesn't mean doing it up super tight. Okay, so that's done. Spur gear on, that's this section here. Now we move on to here. We'll grab the other pulley and one of the belts, and yes, it doesn't matter what belt. There we go, they're different each side. This is the side that needs to be towards the motor mount. Actually, there's a bit of a burr here. I'll just get that off. Doesn't want to come off. There we go. Where's the motor mount? We'll need that in a minute. So we need a little bearing in here. And number 2 is a shim. And I happen to know from the previous experience that this goes here, so put that bearing through. That goes through like that. And this fits on the other side. You need to turn it around to get it, there we go. And that pushes in tight, and if you look from the top there, you'll see that it's flush against there and against there. Very important. That's good. We can now offer this up. We need an M3x12 screw. Here's one I prepared earlier. And that goes through there. We'll do that up. Probably worth your while looking into maybe thread locking that. I think it's a good idea, and it's certainly done on my one, but I don't have any here, so just snug that up. Worthwhile again, check everything, make sure it spins freely. That's pretty good. I can put the belt on later. Upper deck support, rear and front. These are different. This is not on the RS 1.0, so this is a new part. So it's one I haven't seen before. That fits in there. Ooh, that Interesting. That probably should go in. Oh no, I can get it in. Worth noting there. That's a part that you probably should put that on before you put the spur gear on. M3 by 8. This is actually a pretty tight fit. Just double checking on M3 by 8. It seems a bit long, but no, it goes in. That one's done the rear support. Check the orientation and make sure you've got it right. It fits in there. Another M3 by 8. Screw it up. And that's done. That was a little bit tight to get that through there, but I got it through. Double checking it's on the right side makes it easier to look when I've got another car here. Yep. Turn that around. And yep, that's correct. Good to have another car here when you're building one. Unless the other guy's got it wrong as well, in which case not so good. We're okay here, so we've got this. One little trick I'll give you here is I'm looking at this picture here. Check it again and again to make sure what you're looking at here is the same view as here, and at the moment it's not. Turn it around, yep, easy mistake to make. Or that could just be me making an excuse for getting things wrong. That's probably right. Now this is all new to me. That goes there. Oh, okay. And the belt goes through underneath. That all locates nicely. That's good. That's really stiff. That's going to help stiffen up this chassis quite a bit. Quick drink. So we've got two M3 by 6s that go through down here. That's these ones. And another one. This is basically locking in the motor mount to the chassis. This one's a bit reluctant. We'll just check the alignment. Ah, That wants to be pushed down a bit more. There we go. Sometimes you just need to twist things to get them to work properly. That's in. Checking to make sure this is free again, that I haven't got anything wrong. So that's sorted. Now, these are the little bits we've spoken about before. I need the black grease now out of the kit. We'll just open that up. These are, now we've got to put in those tiny little springs in the ball that I showed you earlier. They go in here. They go into these tiny little holes in the rear bulkhead. One spring at each side, and then one ball each side. Now you put a little bit of black grease just in here. You've got to be really careful when you're pulling your car apart to make sure that you don't lose these things. One there, that's sitting in, that's good. We've got these both in now. Just tap them down, they just come out the top of the bulkhead just a little bit, just enough that it helps locate the diff. Rear. This is the softer one. Just checking. Pretty sure this is the 100th. Yep, this is the 3000, so this is fine. Get the orientation correct. Now, you'll see here there's mention of the spring and the balls. We've done that bit. But the next view, the car has been turned around, so you need to reorient it. And the diff goes in that direction. Now, what you want to do initially is set it up so that the markings here are vertical. You want that on both sides. That's about right. You'll get to adjust this later because this is an offset mounting. The way you put it in will affect the tightness of the belts. I start off like this with it vertical and then sort it out later. Now you might need to tweak this a bit to get them in. No, these have gone straight in. That's a bit loose. There's not much point putting it in like that, so I will pull this out and turn them around a bit. This is not a fun job. They move around and you need to have them exactly the same on both sides. You can see there I've got that a little bit further forward. That actually pushes the diff back. Same on that side. That's probably not enough. So I'll lift them up, move them a little bit more. That's not too bad. I'm going to leave it like that. That's pretty good. Jeff's only going to be running a 21.5, so you can afford to leave it a little bit loose and it'll probably be fine. So that's that one done. That took about 3 times longer when I did my own car. Why is Jeff's going together better? I don't know. Right, rear bulkhead cover at the top. These are both the same, front and rear. Actually they're not. They look the same but they're different. Okay. And there's marks. It says R on that one. I'm guessing R is rear. So we'll put the rear one on. Double check the orientation again. If you've got it on right, there won't be any interference. That's good. These are M3 by 10 button head screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is definitely a case where my electric screwdriver comes into its own. These aren't done up all the way, just most of the way. Okay. That's nice. That's a nice free drivetrain. This thing will be a rocket. Jeffrey, there's no excuse for you, buddy. You need to go hard with this car. Okay. More little springs and balls. I've never seen this system used on any other car, but it seems to work okay. Sorry that you can't see them going in, but the springs are so small and my fingers are so fat. Okay, where's the... Oh, I put the grease away. Look at that. Done. Now, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but Tony P indicated that his RS 2.0 went together better than another car that he built during the week, which is a lot more expensive. That said, it's in a different league, so I think it's fair enough. But still, it's nice to know our humble little sub $300 Yokomo goes together well. Alright, we've got that. We're going to line them up. Again, starting with vertical. Oops, that one's mild out. Now I've got to turn that around, get it so it's right. They're both in. Again, that's a little bit too loose. I need to move those. A bit more tension. That's way too far. I need to pull that back to there and to there. That feels pretty good. Again, bulkhead cap check the orientation again. That's pretty good. Check to make sure that everything's running nicely, and it is. And what are these? M3x10s again. 1, 2, 3. Where's the big screwdriver? Let's put these buggers in. Come on. One more. You can change the torque setting on these. I've got it set pretty low so it doesn't go stripping things. Oh, that's nice. I like that a lot. This is going to be a great car. Okay, suspension mount. That goes in here, it goes over the top of the belt. Come on. Just move that around until we get it in the right spot. Now the other side. Come on. There we go. It was reluctant. Oh, got stuck in there. You'll notice I switch between the electric screwdriver and the manual one each time. It just depends on what I feel. Again, checking that. I'm worried, don't want it to hit on the rear bulkhead, front bulkhead mount, and that's fine. So that's good. We've got a bit of a drivetrain happening here. What have we got now? Oh no, turnbuckles and steering. Gonna make this a short one because I've been standing up for a couple of hours now doing videos. My knees are sore. It's because I'm old. It's got to suck that up. So we're going to leave that here with a complete drivetrain ready to go. Next time around, we'll have some steering to do, and we'll mount the highest DLP 700 servo. These are a good budget servo, but very affordable, but work very, very well. More than enough torque to handle this. Until then, this is the Yokomo RS 2.0 build. I'm Tony from Hearns. See you next time.